So eBay wants to attack the luxury handbag market. Let's talk about what it means to those sellers. Hey guys, welcome back to Resale Dojo, where we grow reselling businesses together. Now today I'm talking to you about a category that is definitely not my bread and butter, and that is luxury handbags. And the reason why I wanted to go over it with you guys is because this could happen to any category that's out there. I want to show you guys what they're doing, how they are impacting the sellers in the marketplace, and what are some of the pitfalls that they have out there and things that I would change myself. If you checked the eBay news articles recently, you would have seen that they put an announcement about the luxury handbag market and wanting to grow that significantly. One of the big things is that any sale over $500 is going to go in for an authentication guarantee, and that is free from eBay. So you ship it over to eBay, they authenticate it, it then gets shipped to the buyer, and everyone feels good about it, right? That it is a real handbag made by that company. It is not a fake one that's out there, and everyone feels happy and good about that sale. So that is one benefit of this new thing that they're doing. But for that benefit of a higher dollar sale comes some drawbacks, which means fee increases to a lot of the sellers. Okay, so what is happening is they are changing the final value fees in the category, some good and some bad for sellers. Now, the old fees were 12.55% up to $7,500 sale. Anything over that got charged at 2.35% for any dollar amount over that $7,500. The new fees are everything up to $2,000 is going to 15%. And if the total is above 2,000, that total sale is going to be only 9%. So if you are a higher dollar seller, you are going to get lower fees. But if you are under $2,000 for your handbag, which is the majority of the market, you are going to be getting a fee increase of 2.45% on every sale starting September 30th. And those were the fees for people in non-stores or just a starter store. I'm going to put up the fees for the bigger stores out there. And what is happening, anything under 2,000 is going from 11.5 to 13%. And anything over that is going to be only a 7% fee for that sale. Now, as I looked at this fee breakdown and what eBay is trying to do with their authentication program and being able to fund it, it is quite obvious that they are funding the program off of the backs of the smaller sellers with the smaller sale items that are under $500. And I'm going to break it down for you. So I went to eBay's favorite tool, Terapeak, and I broke down the women's bag and handbag category, and I wanted to see what the value of that category is and how it broke down by the tiers of sales that are going to be triggered based on these fees. If you look at the women's handbag category in eBay for the last year, the sales are $30 million with the average sales price of $255 for each item. Now, the interesting thing is 55.7% of the sales are for less than $500, which is $16.7 million in total sales. And the average sales price in that tier band is $158.70. So for this band of product, which is less than $500, all of those sellers are getting a fee increase and not seeing any benefit because they're not using the authentication program. You know, I'm sure eBay's not going to be doing some crazy ads and stuff like that. It's going to be benefiting these lower end handbag sellers. So these guys are the ones that are going to be funding the program going forward. And when I talk about funding, I really mean funding. This is how it breaks down. Now follow my math here a little bit for me. If all of the sales were at the 1.5% increase, annually eBay is getting $250,000 off of these sales to be able to fund the authentication program and their ads. If we pretended all the funding was from starter stores or non-stores, that 2.45% increase would be over $400,000 that'd be able to go into the funding. So ultimately, eBay is going to be getting between $250,000 and $400,000 in extra fees from people that are not going to be able to use the authentication program at all. Now let's look at the band of sales that were from $500 to $2,000 over the last year. Now this band is important because this is the band of sales where they're getting a price increase, but they're going to be able to use the authentication program. So this band was 32.3% of sales over the last year, or $9.7 million in sales. And the average ASP was over $800. Now, based on my math, eBay is going to be netting between $146,000 and $239,000 of extra fees from this band of sellers. But at least this band of sellers is going to be able to at least use the authentication program and get some value out of it. Now let's look at eBay's higher end band that is getting a price decrease, and that's for sales that is $2,000 or more. That contributed to $3.8 million in total sales to eBay last year, or 12.7% of the women's handbag market. Additionally, the average sales price was almost $4,000. And based on my math, eBay is probably going to be losing around $136,000 in fee decreases from this band if they had the same year-over-year sales for this band. So ultimately, when you look at the breakdown within this category, the lower end sellers are getting the price increase, and the majority of them are not going to be able to get anything extra other than maybe a few more ads that eBay's pushing out to Google or different websites, or maybe they're going to put a TV ad. I doubt it for this type of increase. And the ones that are benefiting are the higher end sales that are only making 12.7% of their business right now. Now, as a former pricing manager and product manager, this is not the approach that I would take. I would not be penalizing the 55% of my sales base right now, because you do not want to lose those sales. The lower end sales, and for this market, it's not really lower end because it's still an average sales price of $150. You do not want to be moving those sellers to different platforms right now. You're going to be alienating these guys and making them have a reason to look at another platform with these fee increases. It's one thing to give a fee increase if they're getting something, but they're seeing that the higher end sellers are going to be getting the extra benefits on this program, and all they're doing is funding it for these guys. They're going to be angry and looking for other places to go. And for myself, for any sales under $500, I'd be keeping the old fee structure for it. There's no need for those sellers to be funding your program. You could be using the extra fees you're getting from the $500 to $2,000 average sales price and having those guys fund the program, and actually having the highest end ones kick in a little bit more than that price decrease that you're giving them. And I get it, for the guys that are selling the higher end bags, there's probably not as much margin when it comes to those luxury handbags, but you are giving them all the extra benefits. So maybe instead of having a percentage, make it a flat fee for different tier levels that are out there. There's a lot of different things that you could do to be able to help grow this market without penalizing the seller. Ultimately, as a category manager, you want to be growing as many categories at the same time and not taking a subcategory, the under $500 category, and penalizing them to be able to grow a different category, because your bread and butter is down here under $500, and you don't want to give away 55% of your market. You should be holding tight on that, expanding that out as you're expanding out the high-end market. So thank you guys for sitting through this breakdown. I really wanted to show you guys what they're doing in this category, because I don't know if they're going to be doing it to other categories in the future. And I know they have different strategies when it comes to different categories, but it is always good to see what they're doing in one part of their business, because it may be impacting other parts of their business in the future. So thank you guys for hanging with me through this breakdown. Leave a thumbs up on the way out. If you like this video, maybe check out one of the two over there. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.